Okay, so it is now possible to build a proper native Android app via Google AI Studio. And this is genuinely an interesting idea because normally if you want to vibe code an Android app using AI, you could use something like Google Anti-Gravity or Cloud Code or ChatGPT Codex, but even that, it is not enough. You need to install Android Studio on your computer. You have to choose between a different coding language for the app and some other things that you have to set up on your machine. But here, using Google AI Studio, everything is now quite frictionless. So apparently, it is going to create a proper native Android code. It is based on Kotlin. I'm wondering why not Flutter, but I guess that's their choice. And it does have an in-browser emulator. So I would assume that the Android operating system is running on the browser. That can be quite demanding for some computer. And there is also support for ADB, so you can connect your Android phone into your computer, and then you can preview that in your AI Studio, so you can debug maybe some problems, and basically you can get the preview of the app. That is also quite a nice feature. And apparently there is an option to publish the app directly to Google Play Store, although you need a developer account. I don't have an account like that on my particular Google account here, so I'm not going to do that. But right now I want to do some testing. I will try to build a simple Android app in Google AI Studio, and I don't want to create something with authentication or databases. This is just a simple Android app, and I want to see if I can maybe get the APK then that I can install on a phone. That would be nice. So anyway, let me do some testing. I'm going to open aistudio.google.com, and by the way, in case you didn't know, if you subscribe to Gemini, you will actually get the same quota, the same usage limits in Google AI Studio. So now these two platforms, they used to be separate, but now they are basically in one union, I would say. Okay, so there's new update on an update flow for using Gemini in your apps. Okay, usage and cost. Okay, let me just click this. Now I'm in Google AI Studio. Here I'm in the build page. I can start building an Android app. I'll click build an Android app. Now, I guess I want to create something like this. I want you to build me an Android app that lets the user choose the location. Basically, it's quite similar to Google Maps, except it is made for a runner or cyclist. So there is also going to be some other inputs like the body weight, the weather, the temperature, etc. So basically the goal is to find the most optimum path to reach to the destination, but with the least amount of energy or effort. Now, before you do anything, please discuss about it. Let's talk about it first. Okay, so usually when I'm vibe coding, I will tell AI that let's have a plan. Let's not start executing some commands or creating some codes. Let's discuss everything first. Okay, so that's going to be my prompt, and I guess I can upload content, but you know what? Let's just build that from this simple prompt, and let's see what kind of interface or first version of the app that we will get from this prompt. Okay. I believe the Android emulator will run right here. Now, just to clarify, I haven't used this feature. I only saw some demo, but I actually haven't tried building anything using this Google AI Studio. And in the article, it mentioned that it is going to be using the browser emulation. So it's going to be quite demanding because Android operating system these days are actually pretty demanding. They're quite heavy, and I think you need a decent computer to actually run that, especially running that on top of your browser. So I think I do have this this version. It doesn't look good, honestly. Oh, design previews. Okay, I guess it's fine. Let me just Okay. Do I have other options or? Oh, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, they look good. This is fine. Let's try this one, high density. Yeah, select this design and I guess I'll start building the app and we'll prepare the environment for the Android application to be built. So I'll just skip a while and I'll show you, I guess, next thing that I will do. Okay, so it took about 10 minutes to generate the first iteration of the app, and this is the result. So I'm kind of disappointed because basically the UI looks kind of off. The text is barely readable, and also I don't see Google Maps being used. This is just a simple mock-up for a map. I was actually want to see Google Maps or maybe OpenStreetMaps being used here, but I think that wasn't the case. Now, I'm not quite sure if this is running on my browser because I do check my task manager and practically it is unchanged. The memory usage is the same and it's not making my browser slower or anything, so it feels normal. So I would imagine that this is actually an Android operating system, basically an Android device being used or run somewhere else on the server. So what I'm seeing right now is basically streaming, and maybe you cannot see it, but here I can see that it is not so detailed. It's the visual is basically kind of gives me the signature of the kind of visual that was streamed in real time. This is not good. So this, I don't think it's running directly on my browser. I think it is running on a server somewhere and it's just streaming the visual here into my computer. That's why I don't see any fluctuation. I don't see any increase in the usage of the memory. So yeah, I guess it is not running on my browser, which is probably a good thing for some. If you don't have a computer with decent hardware, that means you can still use it. Now, I'm kind of wondering, where is that app? Okay, so this is the app. It's okay, but let me ask something to AI, to Google. Okay, I actually want to see Google Maps being used, so I can enter a real life location from one point to another. So it's going to be something that can be used in real life. Now, another thing that I notice here is that the UI is kind of off. It's just the color and contrast on some areas are not matching well, particularly the menu at the bottom and also the big blue button that says start efficiency route. Okay, so I'll just send that to Gemini. Now, at the moment in Google AI Studio, you don't have the option to change the model. So it is running Gemini 3.5 Flash, which is okay, but from my experience, it's not the most capable model. I think Gemini Pro is a lot better at coding than Gemini 3.5 Flash, but I guess this is cheaper and also it is a lot faster than the Pro model. Now, as you can see here, the app is basically functional in a way that you can interact with some elements, you can navigate around, and also this is actually a proper Android phone. It is being streamed to my computer, so you can access maybe some menus, or you can also enable features like GPS, Bluetooth, or NFC. And if that is important if you want to utilize some capabilities within an Android phone. So yeah, I'm 100% sure it is not running on my computer. It is being streamed from a server somewhere. Okay, so this is the app. It's alright, but it's definitely not the best app that I've ever seen. And I guess I have to wait again, given that building an Android app is not exactly as simple or as quick as building a web app. There are plenty of things, plenty of moving elements, basically. So yeah, it's going to be even slower, even though we are using the Flash model. So I'll just skip about again. I'll show you the next thing that I would do. All right, so it took another 10 minutes to fix the issues where I really want to see the visual of the map and also fix some UI problem. And that is very slow for a model that is designed to be really quick. And of course, that's partly because it has to rebuild everything when finish creating or modifying the code. So it is not designed for speed, it is designed for convenience. So I think for most people, Google AI Studio is probably not the best way to install or to build an Android app. It is nice for just testing to see what kind of app that you can build, but I don't think you really want to build even a simple Android app using Google AI Studio. I think that's very slow. The only situation where I think it makes sense to use Google AI Studio to build an Android app is when you know exactly the prompt, you have very detailed information about what is the kind of application that you want to build using AI. And not to mention, you have to provide some info or guidelines like the visual, the color, maybe you want to add some API or something like that. Yeah, I think if you have sufficient information that you can just throw to the Gemini model in AI Studio, I think you can build at least the first draft of the app using this platform. And speaking about that, I want to see if I can install this app on my Android phone. So I have my Android phone connected to my computer via USB. I'm going to click install. And okay, I have enabled developer mode. USB debugging is also enabled. And let me just click install via USB, and okay, it is available. Good. Okay, connection lost. Okay, let me try it again. Still lost. Do I have to connect? Sorry, disconnect and then reconnect. Unable to claim USB interface. Please ensure that no other programs like Android Studio or local ADB server are using the device. Try running ADB kill server. Okay, let me do some investigation. All right, so that was actually quite a simple problem. I just need to change the connection protocol from a no data transfer into media transfer protocol or file transfer protocol, and then after that I was able to install the APK into my Android phone. So this is the app, and yep, it looks exactly the same as the one that we just saw on Google AI Studio. So it looks quite decent. I think when it comes to UI, Google AI models, they're not disappointing. They're almost always better than other models, at least for my experience. Now the app is not exactly functional. I mean, I still don't see Google Maps or OpenStreetMaps, and also the text is barely visible here. So that is something that I guess we can fix. But the idea is quite simple. My goal was quite simple. I want to install the app into my phone, and yes, definitely you can do that. It is actually quite simple. Just click install, and then you can connect your Android phone. I mean, you have to connect your Android phone first and then click install, and after that you'll get the app running on your Android phone. It's quite interesting. It is actually quite convenient, and that is exactly the goal of developing an Android app using Google AI Studio. It is not the most sophisticated, and also even Google mentioned that it is not going to be the best way. I mean, it's not, if you want to create something with more advanced features, then it's probably better to install Google Android Studio, and then you can use Google Anti-Gravity or ChatGPT Codex or Cloud Code to build the app. So this is mostly for creating the first draft, and given how slow it is, I think I think it is not designed for a long-term Android development, but it's nice that we have a convenient way to start building an Android app without dealing with the setup for Android Studio, choosing between Kotlin or Flutter or Capacitor, and just start prompting and start seeing the first version of the app. And not to mention, I think the UI from Google is almost always better than other models. So yeah, that is my first impression of the native Android app development in Google AI Studio. Again, it is not going to be the best way to build an Android app, but it is always interesting that we have a solution that can run on a browser. So if you want to see some other cool things about AI or some AI use cases, then you can subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you on my future videos. I wish you a great day ahead.